The other day, I was thinking about a piece of artwork by Tracey Emin entitled My Bed. What made that piece so powerful wasn't the bed itself, it was the fact that it was evidence of a difficult period of her life. There were empty bottles and stained sheets, and generally there was just an overall mess around the bed. And this became very challenging for many to understand as art. The bed wasn't curated and it wasn't polished, it was just authentic, it felt real. And it got me thinking about this idea of authenticity in the age of AI. As artificial intelligence becomes capable of generating images and videos and voices and even synthetic personalities that feel emotionally real, I think authenticity becomes more valuable, not less. Because what we're often responding to isn't perfection. It's evidence of a human being. I was reminded of this recently whilst visiting Basic Space at Selfridges and encountering the work of fashion designer Dilara Findikoglu. I visited countless retail spaces over the years, but rarely has a concession left such an impression on me. At the centre of the space sat what appeared to be Dilara's studio table, covered in sketches, swatches, tools, paints and personal artefacts. It felt less like a retail display and more like a glimpse into somebody's creative life. The effect was strangely similar to Tracey Emin's bed, not because the objects were the same, but because they carried evidence of a real person behind the work. Evidence of her process, her struggle, her obsession, and more importantly, evidence of a human being trying to create something meaningful. That same authenticity runs through the garments themselves. One piece in particular, called the Mask of Pleasing Jacket, exposes the internal architecture and construction, which is usually hidden from view. Rather than concealing how it was made, the garment actually reveals it. The seams, the structure and craft, it's all beautifully precise because it feels real and, of course, very authentic. Even the staff inhabiting the space felt like an extension of the world Dilara has built. Speaking to Sophia, who's described as Dilara's alter ego, it became clear she wasn't simply there to sell products. She was part of the story, part of the performance actually, and part of the mythology. This wasn't retail, this really was theatre. And stepping into that world, even briefly, left a lasting impression. As brands begin to understand what we're calling the feeling economy, I think Dilara Findikoglu offers an important insight. In a world increasingly filled with synthetic content, synthetic experiences, and even synthetic emotions, the things that resonate most deeply may be the things that still carry traces of real human life.